Good afternoon, everyone. Let's look at two lists that I'm really curious about playing in an upcoming league that is starting in my town in a couple weeks. I'm really excited, and I'm gonna play Big Wagh, and I'm curious to know what you guys think. Which of these two lists I should be running? So first, this is I call it the Mega Boss list. We're playing Big Wagh, Ingur, Grand Strat Wagh. Triumph is Indomitable. Our general is a weird knob shaman with Master of Magic. That is to help with those teleports being super consistent, and so I don't have to spend any primal dice on them, because we of course have the great big green hand Gork. Then we have a Wargog Prophet with glow-in tattoos and Hoarfrost, followed with a Swamp Calla Shaman knowing Choking Mist. This is so that Gobsprak can do things like Sneaky Miasma and Nasty Hex, and I can always sort of have a Choking Mist going off in the background. Following that, we have Auric Warchanter with Fix and Beat, and finally in our hero slot we have an Auric Mega Boss with Destroyer. This is of course that once per game big slappy hit that we can kind of like take care of any threats that need to be taken care of. Yeah, so besides that, we have in our units, we have 2 units of Ardboys, followed by a unit of Brutes, a reinforced unit of Brutes. So we have like 3 times 10 sort of like, boys out in front screening and doing and attacking and slapping doing their thing. And then we have 6 Manskewer Bolt Boys, and to finish it all off, a Maw Grunta Gouger. Our core battalions are Andorian Acolytes and the Warlord Battalion for that extra artifact. So we have Destroyer and we have Chokin or Glow-in Tattoos. So the way that I kind of envision this list is we have like these 4 very meaty, tanky frontliners, the Gougers, the Brutes, and the Ardboys, that are going to screen and sit in front. The Gouger can sort of grab objectives and be kind of a tar pit, right? Because he deals a lot more. He deals more damage when he has 1 wound left compared to Gore Gruntas. And so the idea with the Gouger over the Gore Gruntas in a Big Wagh list is he's going to sort of hang around a little bit longer and be able to hopefully get those Big Wagh buffs before being taken out. And there's also the 1 in 3 chance that he can run in charge on turn 1. So, you can kind of play with that just a little bit. Right, so you have these sort of frontliners, and then in the middle, you have a ranged hammer, being the Bolt Boys, and you have a Swamp Calla Shaman to really pump that out. And then you also have, of course, your Wargog Prophet, being another, like medium range threat. And then you have a Mega Boss with Destroyer. And so the Mega Boss with Destroyer is going to just, whatever it is he wants to kill, he has a very good chance in that 1 turn of taking him out. Especially if you can also get Hoarfrost on him, because he has 1 attack profile with 8 attacks, but only 1 rend. So if you can change, if the Auric Mega Boss is on, if he's getting +1/+1 from your Wagh points, right? If he's on like that +1/+1, and then you also pop Destroyer, and then he's sitting at 5 damage, his attack only has 1 rend, and so suddenly, if you're looking at your opponent and you're like, yeah, he's on 2s and 2s with 3 rend and 5 damage, and there's 8 attacks, right? Like, yeah, very, very nasty. And then he's a good teleport target too, right, with the shaman. So, yeah, this is a very heavy Iron Jaws list, and let's check out the other list. I call this the Sludge Raker list, because we've taken out a Mega Boss and put in a Sludge Raker, and the 2 of them kind of fit the same profile. So again, we're taking Wagh as our Grand Strat, Indomitable, good stuff. Our general has changed. So here we have a Sludge Raker Beast as our general, and we're taking Super Sneaky and Smellian. Smellian is a tip that I picked up from a very good Cruel Boys player. For those of you that don't know, Smellian, if he didn't charge this turn, so if your whatever he's called, Sludge Raker Beast, didn't charge this turn, subtract 1 from hit rolls for attacks made with melee weapons that target the Sludge Raker Beast for that turn. So if he gets charged, he's going to give -1 to hit, and also if he charges and then the following combat phase, he will be getting -1 to hit. So you're just trying to kind of delay and stall. Up next, we got Wargog Prophet with Glow-in Tattoos and Hoarfrost. Swamp Caller Shaman with Choke and Mist, Gobsprak, and the War Chanter with Fix and Beat. The Snatcher boss has Super Sneaky. I'm kind of torn. Let me know what you guys think about Super Sneaky and Egomaniac. I'm not sure if it's worth Super Sneaky and Gobsprak into Unbind range. If your opponent decides to take first turn, you know, like, you can sort of be like, well, here's Gobsprak. You still want first turn, right? You still want that? You can also do it with Manscure Bolt Boys, where you can take them and throw them out in front, you know, to be able to shoot on turn 1, because we don't have any teleports in this list, which is something that kind of bugs me a little bit, not gonna lie. And then so the rest of the list is very similar. We have a unit of Ardboys, we have a reinforced unit of Brutes, but instead of having another unit of Ardboys, we have a unit of Gut Rippers. So the Gut Rippers are going to be a little bit better in this list because we are running a Snatcher boss, so any 6 for their attacks, right? Like, you have 21 dice, so you're going to expect, you know, like 3 6s, you know, roughly without any buffs on them. But they'll be doing 2 mortal wounds each instead of just 1. But really, they're there for the Manscure Bolt Boys, right? And then we have the Magra to Gouge at the very end. There's no Warlord Battalion here, so I just went for a Vanguard. That's so that I can, you know, I can auto-run Bolt Boys up the map maybe on turn 1, or, you know, I can re-roll a charge for the Brutes or something that's needed. Like, it's just a little addition. And, of course, we're doing the Andorian Acolytes Battalion so that we can get... We don't want to fall behind in Primals if we're playing Gobsprak, right? We want Gobsprak to be getting his Unbinds. We want Gobsprak to be... like, doing what it is that he does. So, oops, Battlenet, what are you doing out here? But I feel like there's something in this. We can do a little bit of a change in this list too. One thing that we can do is we can trade out. We can take out 1 unit of Brutes, so we get about 100. We get about 100 and. What are we sitting at right now? We're sitting at 1990. So if we go 1990, if we take out a unit of Brutes, and we add a unit of Ardboys, and then we take out the Gut Rippers, we can actually add in a Kill Bow to be exactly 2,000 points. So you do a little bit of shuffling, right? Instead of a unit of Gut Rippers, you're playing a unit of Ardboys in their place, and then you cut out 1 unit of Brutes, and then you have the Beast Skewer Kill Bow instead. So there's a little bit of room to play here. Beast Skewer Kill Bow with a Swamp Caller Shaman can be pretty devastating. It can be pretty devastating to suddenly go from a 1 in 6 to a 1 in 3 chance of pounding out mortal wounds. It can be pretty scary. So let me know what you think. You know, the Sludge Raker is kind of the new Maw Crusher because we're having a really hard time actually fitting a Maw Crusher into any lists, given how many points that Ardboys are worth now. So let me know what you think. What kind of Big Wagh lists have you been playing? Like, subscribe, wah.